And then we also thought, let's do a magazine, because a lot of people think, well, I've been to the one in Thetford, you're the one who's got one in, my part of the country. Don't realise there are others. So if you look underneath your chairs or whatever, hopefully every third chair there is a magazine, and we've done this ourselves, and it's about creating adventures and encouraging people to live life adventurously. So if you look through that now, hopefully you'll see some stuff. And towards the beginning, could somebody chuck me a magazine, please? It's called Tribe. There's a sort of theme going there. On page 7, there's something called Remember Smile for the camera, and it's the Golden Gorillas, our version of the Oscars, because we suddenly realised that people were using this thing called YouTube in May 2006, and we thought, hey, look, somebody said, come and have a look at this guy. Somebody's put a film about Go Ape on the thing. We thought, well, that's very good. And it was a really cool film, and they'd sent it to the Mission Impossible Museum. We thought, that's an idea. Maybe we can use this. So we whacked out an email saying, we're going to send out 10 family tickets to the people for the best, for the Gritter Oscars. Send your films in. Best screenplay, best romantic comedy, best costume drama, best special effects. And guess what? There were 60 films about Go Ape then. And I checked last night. There are now 4,820 films made by customers of Go Ape out there at the moment. And then we thought, well, hang on, can we use this for something else? What about new courses? Let's do a product launch. So you're always trying to think of a story. So we thought, well, we've just built the longest zip wires in Britain. Let's put quite a grainy film about the longest zip wire in Britain. And if you have a look at it here, it says how many people watched it. 269,000 people have viewed that. It cost us nothing. It's one of our guys just going down the thing. And if you have a look all the way through, it tells you on YouTube how many, but we created that sort of, let's do it across all our channels. In our magazine, which hopefully is good enough that people don't throw away, it tells you about other things we're doing or other courses. But it's also got a lot of stuff about who we are in terms of corporate social responsibility and other stuff, which helps us from a marketing perspective, but doesn't just talk about Go Ape. It's saying, hey, if you like this, have you thought about base jumping or canoeing or whatever? So we think it's on brand. Our staff like it. They can show it to their parents, and their parents actually think, well, perhaps you have got a real job after all. And it costs us very little. Also, our nice people at KPMG who got in touch with us about something else said, you do realise magazines are VAT 0 rated, don't you? And I said, no, it wasn't a strong point. What does that mean? They said, well, if you include that in your ticket price, then actually you only have to pay VAT on the experience, not deduct the price of the magazine. I said, no, you better talk to my finance director. But it means that a 60 grand magazine we get for about 20 grand. So it's actually been quite a clever idea as well. Blogging, what we're thinking now, we've started the blog, and everyone says, how do you make it work for you? But what we're doing is a campaign. It's not costing very much money, but we're looking at who are the people who write blogs about adventure. And so we look at people out there, got lots of followers, 2,000 or 3,000 people, and they just spend their time saying, oh, I did this at the weekend, did that. So we're going to make friends with them, we're going to make love to them, and we're going to say, have you tried Go Ape? Can we send you some tickets? Would you like to go? And then they hopefully will have a great time, and hopefully they'll tell thousands of people, do you know what I did? That was brilliant. And what does that cost us? Diddly squit. Just cost us an idea, and doing some trawling through the internet and finding out, getting them to become customer ambassadors for us. And of course, the sort of Twitter, Facebook sort of generation is exactly our sort of demographic. We sort of market at 20-somethings, and hopefully the 12-year-olds will want to come too, and adventurous 90-year-olds as well. Validate. How do you validate that you're getting... We've got a minute or so. The other thing is make sure that you're getting it right. If you expand and grow really quickly, you've got to make sure you're getting it right. So we send out, hopefully, an on-brand validation form that says, how many bananas did we score on this, that, and the other? And one of them is value for money. And this is the sort of thing that you can break down. It costs us £7,500 to do this. It's updated all the time. And this is the banana rating at the top. So 5 bananas means we're doing all right. And that's Delamere against Go Ape average. And it's saying that for September 2008, which is just after our busiest period, so when we're most likely to be, not have as much time with our customers, that we were scoring between 4 and 5 on the overall customer experience. And it tells us what areas we need to improve on. But actually, the score is 4.33 value for money. So most people think we're either good or excellent for value for money. So you can ask people honest questions. And on that survey, that was for a month, we sent out 4,852 to Delamere. we had a completion rate of 40% bothered to come back to us. And so it helps you think, okay, we can't be doing it all wrong. And lastly, there's another thing of having fun, which is good for the company, but it's also educating, well, your brand manners, coming alive through your brand. So we want to do the right thing in terms of some charities, and one of them is the Great Gorilla Organisation, which tries to maintain the last remaining gorillas in Rwanda. And they have a fun run, which is 8 kilometres in a gorilla suit. And we thought we'd do that. I did that. And then I thought, well, hang on, let's try and get our customers to go. So last year, we had 25 of our staff and 108 customers. We raised collectively £40,000. It was quite good fun. It created content for our magazine. We're encouraging people to come back next year as well. It gives us something for our newsletter, which makes it fun to go out.
Tristram Mayhew, I'm the Chief Gorilla. And
That's
we have
Patch, my
108 runners from Go 8 today.
Sorry for
and 25 of our staff from Go 8 courses around the country, and about 85 runners who...
But basically, we sort of took it over, really. It didn't cost us anything. They were delighted we got so many extra runners in. And it's sort of, you know, how many people looked at this? Not that many, 2,500. But everybody there. And it's sort of a good thing to do, and it didn't actually cost us anything. And our staff seemed to think, well, that's, you know, we didn't do that at the last company I worked for. And this really is the last one. If you think that, well, that's all fine and well because you've got quite a good sort of cool brand, it doesn't have to be cool. Think industrial blenders and look at the number of people who viewed this, 6,961,000. I'll just leave this with you. So if you think of a story, think of a creative way of doing it. And if you've got something as more interesting than industrial blenders, you've got a hit on your hands.
I love my new iPhone. It does everything. But will it blend? That is the question. Let's find out. I think I'm going to push the smoothie button.
And it goes on, so please have a look at those. That's all I have.